Here we are at my local shooting spot, and today I'm going to run through some techniques on how to shoot a crossbow accurately. This is my son Raya. He hasn't done a lot of crossbow shooting, so he'll be learning how to shoot accurately, specifically techniques that you can use hunting and in the field. Yeah, we'll get into it. Before we start any shooting, I'll run through a few safety things. Crossbow's a little bit different to a firearm in some aspects, and other aspects it's quite similar. We have three main things that we have to pay attention with the crossbow. One of them is we've got a string that slides down the barrel. We really don't want our fingers up above the barrel, because you risk losing the tips of your fingers or being in a lot of pain if that string slides down and hits your fingers. Another one is it's like a loaded firearm. You never point it towards people. That's a big no-no. Even if it's not loaded, it's still a good idea to not point it at people, because you're going to freak them out, and especially if it's loaded. Don't point it anywhere near the direction of people. That's a big no-no for firearms or anything that shoots projectiles. And the last one is we have this triangle when the crossbow's loaded. So you want to avoid holding the crossbow or putting your arm through the triangle when it's loaded, as if it was to discharge by mistake and you're carrying it like this, you risk the string coming back and hitting your hand and breaking your arm or doing a lot of damage. Normally people load their crossbow with a cocking rope, but I'll just load it by hand today. I've tested both and I haven't found significant accuracy differences loading it by a rope, but yeah, I load it by hand because I can, but yeah. Alright, so the first technique we're going to go through is seated shots. This is probably the most common shot that you're going to use in a hunting scenario. It gives you a good balance between being able to quickly set up and also being stable enough to take a shot. Crossbows are notoriously difficult to shoot standing, so this is a good compromise when you can't set up a bipod. The other problem is bipods don't work the best with crossbows because they have the limbs on the front of the bow which contact with objects quite easily and will destroy a crossbow. So it's quite rare that you can use a bipod. So this is by far the most versatile and commonly used shooting position I find for a crossbow. Alright, so you're going to grab the bow, make sure not to put your hands through the triangle. Yep. Hand under the rail. Keep your fingers below the rail surface. And it seats into the back of your shoulder. You're going to need your lens caps up. Right. So when you're seated, you want to spread your legs nice and wide so you can get your elbows resting on the inside of your legs like this, and then you can press your knees inwards and press outwards with your elbows, and they'll make you nice and steady. Are you able to get the bow nice and steady like that? Yep. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to load a bolt in for you to keep it pointing downrange. Alright, you now have a loaded weapon, so it must always stay pointing downrange away from people. When you're ready, you've got a safety switch at the back here. You can flick forwards and that'll make it ready to shoot. Nice, good work. First shot in probably 2 years and you hit a bullseye. Yeah, good job. Alright, the other common way to shoot a crossbow in a hunting scenario would be a standing shot. Today we're going to be utilising the sling to help with stability. It can stop the side to side wobbles quite a lot. I find crossbows quite a lot more unstable to shoot than a rifle, so it can be quite hard taking a long standing shot. I'm going to take a shot at the target first. As an example, I'm going to try coach my son through it and get him hitting a target at 20 metres. Awesome. Alright, so we put our arm through, wrap the sling, and then create tension on the sling, pulling it back into our shoulder. We have to pay attention to our bubble level as well, because it's quite easy to cant a crossbow, especially when standing. So I've got a little bubble level mounted up here, just to keep an eye on out of the corner of your eye while you're looking through the scope. Quite happy with that. Right, we'll get you shooting a crossbow standing. Not sure if you've ever done that before, so this will be quite cool. Alright, pass that to you. Alright. Load a bolt in it, and then I'll stand behind you. Cool. Alright, do you want to pass your hand through behind the sling and wrap it onto the back section of your arm?
Get up on the fast charge.
There you go. Now create tension to the back of your arm with the sling, pulling it back into your shoulder. Try to keep your body straight upright. Right there, move your head backwards. Keep your fingers down. Yep, there you go. When you're feeling nice and stable, take safety off and keep your thumb down. You shot a bit high, but you can work on that. How did that feel stability-wise?
Good.
A lot shakier than a seated shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, especially with the crossbow, to get good accurate shots in a standing position. Here's the shots. So here's my 20 metre standing shot. Here's Raya's one. Tad high, but you know, I think it's the first time he's ever shot a crossbow standing, so it's actually not bad. The last shot, we're going to be doing a prone shot or a lying down shot. For this you'll need a bipod or a pair of walking sticks. Walking sticks you can cross over, make an X shape and put a bit of rope around the middle and it'll hold it into a V. You just have to be careful with that the V doesn't come up above the string or in the line of your limbs, so they don't contact when you shoot. But for today I've got a bipod on the front, so it extends out like so. I can make it nice and tall. It's just a cheap one, but you're not shooting super long distance with the crossbow, so it doesn't matter too much as long as you've got something to get the limbs up off the ground so they're not going to be hitting any rocks or any branches. You'll run through a prone shot. Get it pretty flat. That's basically level now. Right, if you want to get behind the bow. Right. So it's much like a seated shot. Get that up into your shoulder. Rest your chin on the bow. Using a more expensive arrow now. This one flies a lot straighter. So we've walked it back a bit and we're going to be shooting a bit further distance. Right. arrow. Right. Now this one, pay a lot more attention to your bubble level because we're at a longer distance and that can make quite a big effect. And you're going to line it up with the 30 metre mark on your scope. And you've got the safety here back when you're ready to shoot. And this time when you're shooting, I want you to pay a lot of attention to how you squeeze the trigger. So don't pull the trigger fast, just apply gradual tension, just building the pressure up on the back of your finger very, very slowly. Very, very slowly increasing the pressure on the trigger. Nice work, it's a bullseye. That would have been a dead deer if you're hunting. How did it feel on the bipod?
Good.
Felt really steady compared to the other two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could shoot a lot further with that kind of accuracy.
Yeah. It didn't shake at all.
Yeah, it's really cool when you... Okay, now we're back at 50 metres. Gonna try an even longer shot. He was smoking the bullseye at 30 metres and prone, so we've walked it back a bit and see how he goes. Yeah, I think he'll still hit within the white circle I got down there. It's quite easy to get within 2 or 3 inches of the bullseye, or quite a small group. You should be hitting a tennis ball at about 50 metres quite easily with a crossbow. Yeah, alright, let's give it a go. Focus on that trigger pull nice and slow. Nice, that was straight. I mean, a tiny bit low, but that was bang on the money. That's a good shot. We're going to do a little competition now. Right here on the crossbow, I'm going to shoot with my compound just to get a bit of practice in. My shooting's been a bit sloppy lately, so I got to get in a few arrows to get it back on track. Alright, who's going first?
Yeah. Heads and tails.
Alright, I'll go tails. Oh.
Heads.
Heads? Alright. Does that mean you're first? I think that might have been a bullseye. It's close. Let's go have a look. See what those scores are like. Oh, neither are in the center of the dot, and they're almost exactly the same.
Oh no.
I reckon we might need to do a deal breaker on that one, tiebreaker.
One arrow each.
1 arrow each. Whoever gets the closest wins the competition. Nice. Not quite a bullseye, so I might be able to sneak an arrow in there. It's going to be a hard one to beat, but I think you might have it. I think my one is just outside.
I think I've won that.
I don't know. Mine's 2 fingers to the centre. I'd say yours is 3 fingers to the centre. I think I might have pulled that off. If you look at that. Three fingers to the centre of the circle. That one's 2 fingers to the centre of the circle. Oh, good game, but not quite.
Yeah.
Dad wins.